Hello, my name is Deanna Reed. Today I'll be taking you through the metric dashboard that I created for Deanna Reed Human Marketing. Let's start by briefly reviewing some of the metrics that I have determined are vital to the success of my business. As part of my small business customer journey, I've identified that prospects will find me through social media postings and my LinkedIn articles. Therefore, watching impressions and engagement on my social media channels is going to be very important. If they can't find me and if they don't engage with my content, then they're not going to move forward to the next step in the journey. Additionally, part of that journey is getting them to my landing page where they'll fill out an interest form for an introductory offer. So I'll also be paying close attention to my website analytics, including page visits and form completions. I'm also going to look at the bounce rate, because if they leave after just that one page, maybe they haven't fully reviewed my information, maybe they're not fully aware of who I am or what my services are, and they've made the decision to not go and investigate me a little bit further. Another key metric that I'll be looking at is what my active client count is. I need to pay close attention to making sure that my clients have what they feel is a good amount of my time and my full focus and attention when I'm working with them. If I don't have enough clients, I'm going to be too busy focusing on how to make ends meet in the business. And if I take on too many clients, I'm not going to be able to give each client the attention that they deserve. An additional metric that will be important to follow is survey scores. At the end of each introductory offer, when I have completed their campaign or their project, I will be providing them with a survey so that they can review my services. These are going to be key indicators of what my customers' experience with my service is. And if they're unhappy, they're probably not going to refer me, and there's definitely changes I'll need to make. If they are happy, I know there's a greater chance of them referring me and an even greater chance of them extending their contract and providing me additional revenue. Now let's take a look at the dashboard that I've set up. Okay, so now let's take a look at the dashboard that I've created. So first off, in thinking about my small business customer journey, it relies heavily on prospects finding me through social media, through articles published on LinkedIn, through content published on social media channels, even through discussions being held in LinkedIn groups. Therefore, one of the most important metrics that I will be following is created down here. I have the LinkedIn company, this is the follower count, and then this is the unique impression account. Now, as this is just an example, these aren't actually configured to the DR Human Marketing account. For these, I've dropped in another company that I'm tied to, just so that you can get a visual as to what this would look like once it was live. And because this is a base plan, there's only allowing me 5 widgets, but once I actually build this up, it will have many more widgets, because there's other data that we definitely want to keep track of. So I've brought in these 2 metrics. Now, these aren't KPIs, but they're definitely important. That's why they're kind of up here at the front and part of my initial build, because these are really important to bring in those prospects so that they can start the customer journey. The first one is followers. Now, these are people who have been interested enough in my product and my services that they have clicked to follow me, or to follow the company, which means they're asking to see more of our content, have more of our content be put in their profile for them to see as they're scrolling through. So that's important. That's how many prospects we've converted from just a viewer to an actual prospect, starting within that journey. The other metric here is the unique impressions. And so this is looking at every time somebody looks at my post, it counts as 1 impression for the first time. If they come back and look at that post 4 more times, it's only going to have counted that first impression. And that's really important, because that's going to tell you how far your reach is. And obviously this is a number we want to see increase. Just like the followers, we want to see these unique impressions increase. We want to see that we're getting in front of more faces, and hopefully as the unique impressions increases, our followers will increase. Now, moving into our KPIs, the first one is over here. I have this metric, which is Google Analytics. Now, there's no company tied to this right now, so we can't see the graph. But if I was able to tie a company to it and configure this widget, this would be for page visits. It's one of the KPIs that we've identified. This would be for the landing page, so I could keep track of how many people are coming to my landing page. I'd also be building a second one that would show how many people are actually completing the form on there. That's going to be great to contrast and compare and see. I may have 15 people coming to the page, but only one converting. Or hopefully, in a perfect world, 15 come to the page and 15 convert. But this is going to help me identify any areas where there may be an issue on the landing page itself. The next metric that I have is my active client count. For this widget, what I would be doing is whatever client management software system I have, I'll be exporting the active client count list or the active client list as a CSV file and then uploading it into this. And what this is going to show me is month by month what my client count number is. Is it staying the same? Is it increasing? Is it reducing? Obviously, we know client count is really important, and maintaining the right mix is important to make sure that clients feel they're getting the service that they've paid for, the service that they're expecting, and that I'm able to continue moving forward in the business. So this KPI is up front and center, so I can kind of keep an eye on that. The final widget that's on here is GatherUp, which is a survey system. If I had an account set up for it, this widget would be able to be configured to pull in my survey results. For this one, what I'd want to see is the trends. Are the surveys trending positive or are they trending negative? These are going to tell me right away if I need to go in and individually review certain surveys, recent surveys, looking for where trouble areas may be, or looking at something that they've been really overly positive about, something we want to make sure we continue in the future. So those are my 3 KPIs, and then 2 additional that are important. Obviously, other metrics that I would be adding to this would be for social media, for some of the other social media accounts, monitoring those follower accounts, monitoring those impressions. I'd also like to see engagement here. Engagement, to me, I know it's a vanity metric, but at the same time, there's a purpose. We're not in the habit as people to just go and actively like things anymore. There's usually a purpose to why we like, and to get somebody to take that action and take that step is important. That's going to help me understand what content I'm creating is resonating better with my audience. And so keeping an eye on those engagement levels is going to be really important. Other metrics that I'd be doing, I'd be pulling in my contract extensions, keeping an eye on how many extensions I'm getting every month, seeing if that's going up or going down, and just some of the other metrics that we had looked at. But these are the 5 that I'd start with and keep a really close eye on, and obviously build more into it. And that's the dashboard for DR Human Marketing. Thank you so much.